Good evening. ITV News Central has learned that in the Midlands there are now 5 times the number of shisha bars than there were 7 years ago when the smoking ban was introduced. Experts are warning about the health risks of shisha smoking, which involves inhaling flavoured tobacco through water pipes. Joe Lobo has this special report.
From exotic locations in the Middle East to more familiar surroundings here in the Midlands, the popularity of shisha is starting to heat up. But why are more people joining the queue for shisha lounges?
I see some people find an alternative to nightclubs, just a place to hang out, have some food, have a chit chat with their friends.
I just like the smoke, the flavour, swap and change flavours of what I have. So yeah, I just enjoyed the smoke.
It was predominantly Asian originally or Middle Eastern, but now it's a hobby that everyone's taking part in.
Shisha is smoked using a hookah or water pipe. Fruit flavoured tobacco is covered in foil and burnt using charcoal. Many see it as an alternative to smoking cigarettes. In fact, the Midlands is experiencing a shisha lounge bubble. In a series of Freedom of Information requests, ITV News Central has learned that more and more shisha bars have opened up over the last 7 years in 5 Midland cities. A number have seen lounges open up for the first time.
Shisha is becoming more and more popular, but some health experts warn an hour's worth of smoking it is the equivalent to inhaling 100 of these.
People's attitudes to shisha are significantly different to people's attitudes to cigarettes, and they think that shisha is less harmful. Smoking shisha is associated with a whole range of diseases: heart disease, stroke, makes asthma worse, chronic bronchitis, and it's also associated with increased risk of cancers.
Ultimately, the tests that have been done by the scientists do show that shisha is bad for you, but what they don't actually show is that 5 people will come and they'll buy one shisha and they'll smoke it for an hour and a half, and they won't be continuously smoking it. They'll be passing it around and socialising and playing cards and stuff, so ultimately that individual is not actually smoking shisha for that long.
Customers are continuing to enjoy the sweet flavoured smoke that fills a shisha lounge. Health experts warn they're choosing to ignore a darker cloud which looms in the distance. Joe Lobo, ITV News.
Tributes have been paid to a motorcyclist who died after crashing during a race in Northern Ireland. Simon Andrews, who was from Worcestershire, was badly injured when he came off his bike on Saturday. His parents had been by his bedside and said they were donating their son's organs, which was something Simon had said he'd always wanted if he died. Mark Goff reports.
This is Simon Andrews competing in the Far East. In the world of superbike racing, he was known as a superb rider and as one of the sports gentlemen. On Saturday, he was competing in a race in Northern Ireland when he crashed. He was given emergency treatment at the scene before being airlifted to intensive care in Belfast. But he died yesterday. His parents, Stuart and Dee, who were from Evesham in Worcestershire, have been at his bedside. They said that road racing was in his blood, and he was fully aware of the dangers involved, but he loved the challenge that offered. Giovanni Cantoni was one of Simon's sponsors, and the racer was a regular visitor to his business in Solihull.
We were absolutely distraught because Simon has had accidents in the past, and we just thought it was just another accident. Just a real nice, honest, friendly guy, so engaging. He would always find time for us, that's what was great. He'd come in sometimes just to have a coffee, say hello, and then be passing through, and then off he'd be off again. Can't believe it. It's hit the team hard, very hard.
A lovely man. He will be very sadly missed. Yeah. Always fun, always had a good sense of humour, and just genuinely nice guy. You couldn't wish to meet a nicer guy, really.
His parents revealed that their son's organs would be used to help others. They said he loved children, and that throughout his career, Simon has always been involved with various charities. And that's why we've made a donation of his organs today. Simon always wanted that to happen. Tonight they're mourning the death of their son, and the sport is mourning the passing of a great talent. Mark Goff, ITV News.
Scotland Yard has said it will not release information heard in gross misconduct hearings against officers involved in the so-called Plebgate affair. That's despite a request from Sutton Coldfield MP Andrew Mitchell. According to reports tonight, Mr Mitchell's letter reveals that one of the female officers boasted to a friend that she could take down the Tory government over the incident. This involved a dispute over whether Mr Mitchell could cycle through the main gates of Downing Street. The Metropolitan Police Service says it will release a full report in due course, but won't be commenting on Mr Mitchell's request. A little girl from Staffordshire has been given the all clear after a bone marrow donor was found through an online appeal. Margot Martini's parents turned to the internet last year to try and find a donor to save her life after she was diagnosed with an extremely rare form of leukemia. Tens of thousands of people came forward to see if they were a match for 16-month-old Margot, and in February a donor was finally found. Tests now show that Margot is free of leukemia, and her family are encouraging more people to join the bone marrow register. Well, yesterday on Central News, we told you about the Midlands Gardens that were taking on the competition at the Chelsea Flower Show. And today, the Birmingham City Council team, which spent £5,000 creating this year's garden, were awarded gold for the third year running with their design, which marks 100 years since the First World War. Congratulations to them and to a team from Leamington who also walked away with a silver. Now let's get the weather forecast from Lucy.
What's in store for today? ITV Local Weather, sponsored by CenterParcs.
Hello, well, a slight change in our weather from today. We've seen some heavy downpours and it's turning a little bit cooler as well, with temperatures returning back to where we would expect them to be at this time of year. So tomorrow, highs of 16 or 17 degrees Celsius across our region, and that's how it stays as we move towards the bank holiday weekend. So then, as for the rest of tonight, it will remain dry everywhere. Not too chilly, a frost-free night, but we're likely to see some mist patches forming. They'll be quick to clear tomorrow, and tomorrow is looking really good actually, dry with some good spells of sunshine, but just feeling a little bit fresher. I'll see you then.
ITV Local Weather, sponsored by CenterParcs.
And that's it from the late team. We're back tomorrow morning within Good Morning Britain, and of course tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. For now though, from all the team here, enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.